Big blow. Meg roars as Spotify canceled her Archetypes for signing mega deal with Kate Motherhood podcast. Prince William's wife, Kate Middleton, could give a big blow to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who have ended their deal with Spotify with her podcast. There are speculations that Spotify could sign a mega deal with the Princess of Wales, as the streaming giant has said goodbye to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Rumors about Kate's deal with the streaming service have been swirling since the Sussex's podcast series Archetypes was axed after producing just 12 episodes in 31 months. In 2020, Kate Middleton attracted massive attention in her podcast debut on Motherhood. During her first podcast appearance on the Happy Mom, Happy Baby podcast, the Princess of Wales discussed with host Giovanna Fletcher her experiences of pregnancy, severe morning sickness, hypnobirthing, and the guilt she feels as she tries to bring up her children, George, Charlotte, and Louis. If the rumors turned out to be true about the deal, it could be a very surprising thing for the royal fans and equally shocking to Meghan and Harry, who are reportedly making all their efforts to reinvent themselves with a new brand. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who produced and released only one season of Markle's Archetypes, which debuted in 2022, have been dumped by the streamer. The California-based couple, who left royal duties in 2020 and relocated to the U.S., signed a lucrative deal with Spotify in the same year to host and produce podcasts estimated to be worth around $20 million. Archetypes debuted in August of 2022 and featured appearances by Serena Williams, Mariah Carey, Paris Hilton, Mindy Kaling, Constance Wu, Trevor Noah, and more. The dissolution of the deal, according to reports, happened after the Sussexes decided to move away from exclusive Spotify distribution with the intention of finding a new home for the audio projects. Quoting a source, Variety claimed that the service ultimately expected more content from Archewell Audio, more than just one podcast. Well, that's a wrap then, or is that the wrong terminology to use when talking about podcasts rather than movies? I'm afraid I'm not an expert on podcasting. Neither, it seems, are Harry and Meghan. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, the pair still insist on being called, have parted ways with Spotify in questionable circumstances. A quick recap. In 2020, Archewell Audio, which is the Sussex's podcast production company, signed an exclusive $20 million deal with Spotify to produce uplifting audio projects. Spotify made a lot of noise at the time about how proud it was to partner with the pair and how wonderful and inspiring they were. Now, less than a year after the launch of Meghan's debut podcast, Archetypes, the partnership is over. The official line is that it was by mutual agreement, and everyone is proud of what they've achieved. And to be fair, Archetypes was top of the podcast charts in a lot of markets when it first came out, but while it didn't bomb, there may have been room for improvement. Various anonymous sources have suggested the deal ended prematurely because the former royals were spectacularly unproductive. It took them 2 years to release just 12 episodes. Again, the podcast was an in-depth reportage. It was Meghan going through her address book and interviewing her contacts. That said, another anonymous source has suggested to Variety that the rumors of the Sussexes being deathly lazy are greatly exaggerated. According to that source, the couple wanted to move away from exclusive Spotify distribution and onto more lucrative things. Thankfully, not everyone is keeping their view on the matter anonymous. I wish I had been involved in the Meghan and Harry leave Spotify negotiation, said Bill Simmons, Spotify's head of podcast innovation, calling them the fucking grifters. That's the podcast they should have launched with them. He said, I've got to get drunk one night and tell the story of the Zoom I had with Harry to try and help him with a podcast idea. It's one of my best stories.